Good day, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. I trust that you're all doing well out there on this fine Sunday fun day. And hey, if you're watching this on a Monday, happy Monday to you. In this video, I'm going to be checking in on the price action of Theta, as Theta's been a bit droopy over the weekend, really just alongside the rest of the market. I mean, if we come over here to CoinGecko, you can see it's been a really sleepy weekend for crypto. Pretty sleepy week, really, overall. We do see a mix of red line charts and green line charts over here, mostly red. But when we look at some of the gains here, we see, the 1 hours aren't producing a heck of a lot, 24 hours not producing anything too significant. And even on the 7-day, for the most part, we're not seeing any gigantic gains happening here. We do see Avalanche up 18% on the week. We see Litecoin coming in at 33% on the week. And dropping down, we see Bitcoin Cash at 12% and Crypto.com coming at 23.3%. So not too bad for those coins there. But for the most part, we're not really seeing a heck of a lot going on here. And Theta's really just following suit with that. We do see that Theta reached for that 0.382 once again right here, putting in those wicks up above it, but we didn't get that candle body closure that I'm looking for. And for those of you following along, you know that I'm looking for price action to close above those levels and then hold it as support. That classic SR flip. That condition gets met, then I'm looking up here to the 0.5 of the Fibonacci retracement, and that's coming in at approximately $9.70 there, and that's a fairly significant area for me, assuming we get up above the 0.382 first. And I do think that Theta has a really good chance at doing that, so long as the rest of the market, remains bullish and continues to work its way up. As you well know, Bitcoin dumps, the rest of the market dumps. Theta is very likely just to dump alongside it as well. But first and foremost, we want to see that daily candle body closure above there, hold that as support, and then come up to that 0.5. The last time we were up there, pretty big rejection rate here, but it is notable that after the selling was done, we did stick in this higher low as opposed to this back here. So now we're approaching some of these key fib levels on a higher low structure, which is letting us know that the bulls are getting a bit more aggressive and that the sellers could potentially be running out of ammunition. Right now, it seems like we just need to wait for the new trading week to set in, see what traditional markets do, see what the market does broadly speaking, to get a better idea as to what's going on. But my conditions remain the same. We get that candle body closure above there. Awesome. But at the time of recording, we do see that Theta is wrestling with this little horizontal here. Not a giant significant level of support necessarily coming in around that $7 mark, but we do see very recently it was resistance here as well as in here and here as well. So it's fair to say we should be paying attention to that as a potential area of support. Trading day still has 5 hours remaining, so this candle hasn't officially closed below that. But perhaps if it does, it comes down and tests this level of support here, which was, basically once we were rejected from the 0.382 is where price action came down and stabbed. So we could watch that level there. That's coming in around $6.45 approximately, so $6.50. And if price action holds up above there, things would be still looking quite good. I mean, if it wants to come in and kind of, grind its way along, put a pivot point on the market there, then as you can see, we'd be forming yet another higher low on this higher low structure. So, just more and more pressure mounting to the upside. So things would look perfectly fine if Theta wants to test that level. Now, if it loses that level there, then likely it'll come down and test this horizontal here, coming in around $5.70. So I'm certainly going to leave that area on my chart as well and see what happens with that level of potential support. I mean, you see it's tested as support multiple times off these wicks here. So we'll have to see if it can do that once more. Getting down below that, likely it'll test this pivot here, coming in at $4.66. But that's multiple steps ahead of the game. And being that this is a daily chart, things can take a little while to play out. But of course, we can see these giant lightsabers come in. So we'll just pay attention, see what happens there alongside the rest of the market. Now I'm going to flip on the moving averages for a second here. And what we see here as well is we see this white 200 simple moving average still with a negative slope to the downside. However, we do see recently here that price action was able to open and close multiple daily candle bodies above that white 200 there. And I'm not sure who was following along at the time, but you'll remember quite some time ago when we got this candle body closure here below that white 200, I was saying, hey, caution, we're likely going to flush out to the downside there. And we certainly came up, tested it as resistance, so we got that SR flip, and then price did roll down and ultimately stuck in this potential bottom for Theta down at that level there. And then ever since then, you can see that the white 200 has just been nothing but a menace to price action. And, basically just living down below there for a very long period of time. Plenty of daily candle bodies opening and closing. And eventually we did get that negative slope on the white 200 there. I do use it for slope analysis, and I'm not overall, surprised that price action is, opening and closing up above that and kind of just, basically just shredding through it, hitting it with multiple wicks as that 200 tries to realign itself. And, we are beginning to see that flatten out right now. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with that over time. But we want to see price action stay above that white 200. We want to see that get a positive slope. And we also want to see some of these lower period moving averages begin to cross through that white 200. And then we would have basically structure, favoring us at that point in time, as the lower periods would be, lower period moving averages would be in a bullish posturing at that point in time. So that's another thing I have on my radar that I'm just kind of paying attention to. I do think overall it's encouraging to see all these candles opening and closing up above it. But as you can see on today's candle, for the first time, it is trying to close down below that. But we do have some lower periods coming in here that could serve as defense as well. So let's give that a chance coming into the new week, and probably take a good couple weeks for that to get its positive slope back. Anyways, thanks so much for coming by and checking this video. Hopefully you found that helpful. Looking forward to seeing the next video, and until I do, have yourself a powerful day.